Hey everyone, welcome to episode 125 of Perpetual Backlog. I'm your host Aqua, and joining me is just Dollet.
It's just me this week, guys. I'm sorry. Lake was busy. So, I will try to keep pace with the two of us, but don't hold your breath.
I try to keep pace. I mean, at least, well, okay, let's be fair here. At least you're not sick anymore.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. It wasn't even really bad, except for my throat.
That's what she said.
Like, it was. Hi guys, welcome to this week's episode of Perpetual Backlog, where Dollet dies. Is absolutely obliterated within the first 2 minutes of the show. I need to respawn.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? You know what else needs to respawn? Nintendo, because
No.
they need to rethink their options when it comes to making Zelda games. Because I played like 5 to 6 hours of Breath of the Wild this weekend. It's yeah, I think I actually preferred Ocarina of Time.
Like,
Did you,
I
think you died?
oh, did I? See, look,
Yeah.
as far as Zelda games go, you're correct. You're just right. Ocarina of Time is the best Zelda game. I'll
But
die
I didn't
on
even
this
like
hill.
Ocarina of Time.
Shut up. You were doing so well. No, Breath of the Wild asks a lot of the person playing it. It's a Zelda game that is following the Dark Souls storytelling aspect. Like,
I don't
yeah,
even care
there
about the
is.
storytelling.
Well, then you're not playing a Zelda game, correct? You're here for.
Oh my god. Okay. Zelda doesn't have story. It's hey,
my
my
guy.
name is Link, and I wake up, and I'm the chosen one, and I must go save Princess Zelda.
No. Incorrect. All Zelda has is story. The gameplay is not why people are playing this game. Because it hasn't changed since it was 2D.
No, I don't agree.
Like,
I don't agree.
you're trying to figure out, all right, who is this version of Link? Cool, whatever. All right, which Zelda is this? Nice. And how is Ganon or Ganondorf going to try and take over the world? Oh, he's not in this one. All right, Vati, you're an interesting choice. The point, so the big idea that all Zelda has, in my opinion, is its story. Like, it's not the same story every time, but it's a similar one, and it's told really well usually. Like, granted, I have my favorites. I am a big sim for Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. Easily my favorite ones. Easy clap. But I will also say that Majora's Mask is quite good.
Actually, I think Majora's Mask actually had a story, while Ocarina of Time's like Breath of the Wild. I wake up, I don't know what I have to go save somebody. Oh, all these people that I talk to are dead, and they give
my
me
man, there's a
powers.
whole ass narrative behind Ocarina of Time. I don't understand how you missed it. I genuinely don't. Like,
I mean,
there's a lot of story in Ocarina of Time, and honestly, a lot of games that follow Ocarina of Time need you to know its story. It's it's not the first, that's Skyward Sword, but of like the super important Zelda games, it's kind of important to know.
yeah, I
Because
think the only
every Ganondorf that comes after that is the same Ganondorf from Ocarina of Time.
well, yeah, but like
No, I don't mean like
here,
Link, Zelda, and Ganon are in the same game. I mean it's the same guy.
no, I understand that, and you're just explaining Kingdom Hearts to me.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Well,
The only
yes.
thing,
I don't like this comparison all of a sudden.
Legend of Zelda is about as convoluted as Kingdom Hearts is when you put it down to the actual
Oh
timeline.
yeah,
I've
no,
seen the
absolutely.
timeline.
Like, frankly, take each game onto itself with what comparisons you can make. It's been in recent years. It's been fleshed out so that we have some established truths because of the various Hyrule Historias and other trivia books. But genuinely, you don't need them. You can make guesses, and honestly, it's half the time it's fun to see if you were right. Like, this looks like this, reminds me of this. Is it because it's supposed to or not?
Mm.
Anyhow, moving away from you being wrong about Ocarina of Time, let's get to something you were correct about.
That it's
So,
better than Breath of the Wild.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have weapon durability. That's the only
Like
thing that makes it better.
it's amazing how much that actually does bring down Breath of the Wild.
If it
I,
didn't
I
have weapon durability, I'd be okay with it.
I have also been playing through Breath of the Wild. I have sufficiently more time in it. I think I'm at 17 hours.
Question:
Answer.
Did you just start off by exploring, or did you actually go the golden route
No, I don't.
first?
I'm not gonna touch. My guy, I got off the plateau. I haven't even gone to see Impa yet.
I mean, I haven't gone to see Impa either, but
Like, I have
I went.
13 hearts, the Master Sword. I'm not going to see her until I am decked out. I've already played through this game's story. It's
So,
fine.
so you
It's
just
fine.
avoided fighting things, didn't you? Most of the time,
How do you mean?
you don't get anything for fighting things. So,
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
oh,
wait.
like if a stone golem comes out of the ground, you just say "fuck you" and walk away,
Oh
right?
no, the Taluses have all. I've killed every Talus that I've run across. No, with one
Oh,
exception. I
I've
struggle
killed one.
against the Luminous Stone Talus.
I've killed
And
one. I killed one Talus, and I quit the game on another Talus.
Sledgehammer, my guy.
I didn't have
So,
any because
oh
this
man,
game's shit.
well, I mean, look. On one hand, weapon durability sucks, but on the other hand, item management is the way to go. I have not one, not two, not three, but four sledgehammers on me at all time because if I find a Talus, this shit deals like 4 times damage to them.
Yeah, but this map's so huge. There's not a place where I go, oh, okay, I gotta need to go back here to give me a fucking sledgehammer.
So here's the other side. This is your first playthrough of it, yeah, I think, or like your first real attempt through. It is not
It
my
was,
first
yeah.
time through. I have like 300 Korok seeds. I have every slot for my main weapon hand and most of it for my bows. That's how I'm getting through this,
Yeah,
honestly.
I'm gonna listen to Evan on this one and be like, Korok seeds are a scam since there's like 900 of them.
And to be fair, Korok seeds are absolutely a scam. Not the best way to deal with a game mechanic, in my opinion. Like, if there was 100 of them, this probably would have been fine. But 900, my guys. And, like, there's 4 or 5 different puzzle types that you just recycle for this entire world. Okay? Something to get out of the way very early. I am going to be defending Breath of the Wild pretty heavily, but it's important to know I still only think this is a 7 out of 10 game. I have never understood why this game got 10 out of 10s. It is not a very good game in that respect. It is not optimized visually or gameplay wise. It's not the Zelda game that any long-term Zelda fan was expecting or frankly wanted, and requires a level of patience to actually get through. This game is asking Dark Souls players to play it, except Dark Souls players do not want to play Zelda. I'm just putting this out there. My
Mm.
thoughts. 7 out of 10 game. I'm pretty sure we can all agree on that, though.
Oh my god, I was just looking. I was like looking at Legend of Zelda scores, and I was about to be like, the reason why it got a 10 out of 10 is because it's Zelda, right? Um, there are only 2 games in this entire series that's gotten under an 80, and I don't think if those were released now that they'd still get an 80.
I
Um,
only
or still
two?
get
That
under an
doesn't
80.
that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I'm like literally Legend Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, 73. The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, 73. Everything else is like 84 and up.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Y'all really
Um,
like Zelda like that, huh? I mean, I do too, but also no, man. Like, this is a great series. I love the characters. I like the recurring story. I like to see how they mix it up. It's not. They're not all. They're not all winners. They're really not. And this
But I
isn't to
mean,
say that like some of the older games
Ocarina of
aren't worth
Time's
it.
that Ocarina of Time has a 99, so I mean,
Ocarina of Time is not a 99. Ocarina of Time is like a 90 straight up, and
well, I
that's
mean,
only considering it at the time, not
Br-
current.
Breath of the Wild's a 97.
Breath of the Wild is like a 74, 75.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, the only
It's a
reason
C
why
rank,
Zelda literally always gets high scores.
except that that doesn't make sense because apparently it's been getting high scores since the beginning,
Yeah,
barring Zelda 2.
yeah, and Triforce Hero.
I have no idea when Triforce Heroes came out. I feel like that's more recent than not, actually.
Yeah, I have no idea. I also don't care.
True, fair. Anyhow, big point. Like, Breath of the Wild isn't going to be forever. Breath of the Wild isn't even really for every Zelda fan. I think people wanted another game a la Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess, and getting this split the fan base and then split everyone else's thoughts about Zelda. So,
Mm-hmm.
oh boy, they made some very interesting talking points.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I'm genuinely surprised how many people like their gut instinct to say this is a 10 out of 10 game. That is bizarre to me.
So my the couple of hours that I played of Legends of Breath of the Wild, right? I actually don't mind almost everything in this game. Everything in this game is actually pretty on par with like a normal like fucking open world RPG.
Yeah,
All right.
of course.
All right. That's fine. Some open world RPGs are good or whatever. This is like the world's massive, you know. There's a lot to explore, you know, you have a bunch of shrines and all that crap, you know. You have the fucking Ubisoft towers, whatever. All right. I do not know, and I'm a broken record on this one, all right? The big thing that I really hate, and I hated throughout the entire time I was playing it the other day, fucking weapon durability. I just do not understand. Like, I wish this game was on PC, all right? That way I can mod weapon durability out of the fucking game.
You and I should chat after this episode.
Because
um,
fuck, it is so goddamn annoying. All
yeah,
right.
you and I are gonna have a conversation after this episode. I'm gonna make you like this game. I agree. I think the weapon durability is insane in this game, and obviously, I do not mean that in a positive way.
There are metal weapons in this game that shouldn't break after like 10 hits. All right.
Yes.
It makes no sense.
My issue is not that there is weapon durability. I hate weapon durability. I think it's lame, but I understand like sometimes you just want to have a limiting factor. And honestly, inventory management is something I've come to terms with a lot of the games I play.
Yeah.
However, my acceptance of weapon durability does not mean, as you have correctly pointed out, that a weapon literally exploding after 10 to 12 hits is okay. That's insanity.
Yeah.
If they I can't even say double. They would have to like triple the durability of the weapons and frankly not even reduce the amount of weapons in the world. Like leave the number of weapons in the world as is and then triple the durability and we would have been fine. Now, as I said, I have the Master Sword. I have a technically unbreakable weapon. And they still found a way to limit that.
Yeah, because fucking it doesn't have its power after. Like, its durability is within its power. And you have to get it replenished.
Which frankly, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah. But it still does damage, all right?
Exactly.
And it doesn't do
unbreakable
all right.
weapon.
It does an all right amount of damage.
I'm gonna be honest. I remember it being fine. I haven't had to use it yet. Like I have full weapons. I have a bunch of other better. I have much of other weapons that I'm more willing to part with. Also, nothing survives because at this point, between parry and dodging, literally nothing had hit me.
Yeah, I mean, it's the gameplay's not hard or whatever.
Oh, no. It's not meant to be. Remember the target audience.
Yeah.
Not the target audience of Zelda, but I mean the target audience of Nintendo executives.
Yeah. Fucking like I only quit out the other night or whatever because I worked hard on trying to kill this fucking Talus or whatever. All right, and I was like down to like two weapons, and those weapons would have probably have been enough for me to actually like kill it. All right, but then just like one shot me. At this point in time I only have 4 hearts, so because I know I haven't like fucking telescoped every shrine in the game and just like, okay, I'm gonna walk to the shrine.
Oh, you have absolutely nailed what I did, by the way.
Yeah. I figured,
I
but
just
like,
go to tower, unlock region, get every seat in that region, proceed to next tower, repeat.
oh,
I'm not even
at
going
least
after. Hmm?
you have a thing up saying where all the Korok seeds are at, right?
Oh, absolutely. I
Okay, yeah,
I know personally where like 200 of them are, but
no.
there's like 900, so
I see a
absolutely
flag. I
not.
see a flag post and a rock next to a valey or whatever.
Exactly.
I know there's a Korok seed there or whatever, but that's about it.
Like yeah, I like I said, they only have like, well, that's not true. They have like 4 or 5 obvious puzzles. So when I run into a circle, a cross, a square of rocks,
hmm
I know one is missing. I know I need to get one. Anytime you see a pattern in this game, there's a
Yeah,
Korok behind it.
yeah, or a
But there,
flagpole. There's a
or
Korok at the top.
post, or if you climb to the top of a mountain and there's a rock there, pick it up.
hmm Yeah.
But I was never gonna get all of them, so I just said, you know what? I've done my time. I've played this game before. I'm gonna go just get all the nice things.
hmm I also got super pissed off because I'm going to collect the fucking Xenoblade 2 fucking armor. All right.
Ah, this is
Um.
what you were telling me about because I haven't
All
started
right.
that yet.
Yeah. One of them. So what you do is you need to go to certain spots in the game, look up in the sky, and see a shooting star fall to the ground. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then you go to where it fell. All right. So one of them is you need to go to top Mount Hylia. All right. Which I've been up there like 12 billion times. All right. And and you look over to like the southeast or something like that, and you should see like a falling star or whatever and land. Right. So I did that, and I saw it. All right. I was like, okay, well, sweet. I go on my way there. I die in the midst of going there. All right. Puts me back on top of Mount
Unfortunate.
Hylia. Yeah, unfortunate. Um, puts me back on top of Mount Hylia, and I can't get the fucking shooting star to spawn again. And I
Oh,
waited couples of days. Like I've reset days because you have to look at it at night.
have you had a blood moon yet?
I've had a blood moon, yeah.
Okay. So one of two things happened.
hmm
Either it's wherever it landed and you gotta find it,
No, no,
brother.
no, because that's where I fought that Talus that I quit out on. It lands right next to where the Talus is.
My other option would be get one of the other stars and come back.
Yeah,
Um, I'm surprised I
because
didn't reset on the blood moon. That's interesting.
I haven't gotten the blood moon at that point in time or whatever between that point in time, but I've gotten the blood moon before. I got blood moon like the time I got time I got the first piece. Um, but
The blood moon
um,
resets a lot of things. Like it won't reset a tree. That's on its own timer. But it resets the mobs. It resets a lot of aspects
mm,
about that. I don't know if it would reset part of a quest though.
yeah, I'm not sure.
But anyways,
Um,
yeah, go do the others and come back is my biggest thing for you.
Now there's only 3, so I'd go do the other, and then
Just so,
only
just so.
three pieces of armor. Um, yeah, I mean maybe if I decide to turn on my Switch and play more. Um,
Well, yeah, obviously, but
fucking I moved on to greener pastures. And by greener pastures, I mean I completed my hardcore run of Resident Evil 4 remake.
let's
Um,
go.
I mean, I cheesed the fuck out of it. So I don't know. I don't.
Correct.
I don't know. I didn't get under 5.5 hours, so I didn't get the chicken hat or whatever. But but completing it, you get Ashley's armor, so I just never have to worry about Ashley ever again. Um. Uh. But no, yeah, no, I infinite handgun ammo, like maxed out infinite handgun ammo. So, or not handgun, fucking hand cannon. So I was one tapping most things in the
Yeah,
game.
popping heads, absolutely.
Yeah. Um. And then I sold almost and then I sold everything I had. Um. Except for the hand cannon at the end. Just so I could just buy the rocket launcher and fucking one tap fucking Sadler.
Correct.
I was like, I ain't so sorry.
That fight is cool
The first time.
once.
Yeah.
Like it's super cool the one time. After that, you're a bother.
I wasn't trying to aim the fucking hand cannon at his eyeballs and all that shit. That the hand cannon's a wildly inaccurate fucking weapon. You have to
All the
stand
while you
completely.
have the bugs just flying at you.
Yeah, it's annoying. So I was just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna.
Also, is the can cannon that inaccurate?
Yo, it's very inaccurate.
I mean, I know there's one section of that fight that I wouldn't want to deal with it because he's so far away, but
no, I mean, no, that would be easier to hit because he's so far away, and the only things I would really actually have to deal with are the bugs. But I wouldn't really even deal with the bugs. I could just stand still and just shoot him or whatever. The other times, like I'd have to be like anytime you move, the fucking reticle blooms out to God knows fucking anywhere. It's a very, very, very inaccurate weapon. But it does a lot of damage. So I mean, it's I think at max or whatever, the power is like 36 or something like that. It's ridiculous.
okay, fair.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb. Yeah, no, I think Salazar took like 10 shots to kill. With it. Verdugo took like 10 shots to kill with it. Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So I did that. I'll probably start a professional run at some point in time, which I will cheese the fuck out of it too. Although I think I will also level up another weapon alongside the hand cannon. Because there are some fights that they actually I don't know. Maybe I won't need to because I had a problem with the double fucking El Gigante fight or whatever. Yeah, because one of them's wearing armor, and I didn't realize that right under the face is also like a weak point of the armored one. So I guess I don't have to worry about that anymore. Because in that fight, Luis gets on top of it, throws puts like a fucking thing of dynamite on top of it, and you have to shoot the dynamite. And the hand cannon's a wildly inaccurate fucking thing, and it's on the back of the thing. But Laverne was like, yeah, people just like take the broken butterfly or whatever, and just fucking walk up to the armored one and just shoot it in the face a couple of times, and throw some grenades, and it kills it, and then you can just easily kill the naked one. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And then I did. After that, I tried it. Then I one shot it, and I was like, oh, okay, all right. But I didn't get. I think I beat it in just over 6 hours or whatever. So technically I could have. I fucked up a few times. With reloading like a continue point instead of like actually loading, like going back and loading a save.
Sure.
So when you hit continue or whatever, it keeps the counter going from when you died or whatever. So, I probably lost like 30 minutes to an hour just because of that. The hardest part of the game is the village because I can't upgrade I couldn't upgrade the hand cannon to infinite ammo until you find the merchant. All right. By the way, I'm not ashamed to say this. Man, Capcom. All right. Yes, I did buy the 3 exclusive tickets. Off the fucking.
Oh, what do they do?
Okay, so you know how every weapon has like an exclusive upgrade, all right, that you can Like in the original one, when you max out everything or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
max out all the things, you got like an exclusive like trait upgrade or whatever to it,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever. Um, in this game, there are you can do that like you do in the original, all right, or you can trade spinals to get these exclusive upgrades, all right, or exclusive upgrade tickets or whatever. That instead of you having to pay for it, you can just hand the merchant the ticket and he'll give you the exclusive thing,
Oh,
and
I
you don't have
see.
yeah. So you and you can do that even without the weapon being like like fully upgraded. All right. So Capcom, because they'd like to do this with a lot of their other games, like how they did it with DMC5 with all the fucking like easy downloadable like red orbs and shit that you could do. Um, they put exclusive upgrade ticket packs on there, so you can buy like singles or you can buy like a triple pack. Um, I bought a triple pack because so if you don't do that, all right, if you don't buy like the thing, what you have to do is you have to do all of the merchant quests in the village, all right. That way you have 30 spinal, so when you get to the castle or whatever, you can trade the spinal in for the
Right.
exclusive ticket upgrade to make your hand cannon or the Chicago Sweeper infinite ammo. But if you have tickets when you first meet the merchant, which you can by handing like fucking $6 over to Capcom, um, you can upgrade it when you first meet the merchant. So, like very early on into the game, I had infinite hand cannon, and so I just blap things throughout like the entire game. So yeah, I'm most likely gonna do a probably pretty cheesed um professional run. I doubt I'll do it in under. Well, I could maybe do it in under 5.5 hours, but I doubt I'll do it in under 15 saves. So probably won't get the cat ears for infinite ammo, everything else, but just by getting an A rank on it, you
Those
get
cat
the
ears kill me when I see them. My goodness.
but you'll get the for getting A rank, you get the Chicago Sweeper, and then I'll have pretty much all the weapons except for the primal knife.
Excuse me, what do they call it?
It's called the Chicago Sweeper in this game, but in the original RE4, it was called the Chicago Typewriter.
That's because that's the
Um,
name of the gun. It's a Thompson submachine gun. It's a Tommy gun. It's a Chicago
yeah,
typewriter.
yeah.
I,
They call it the Sweeper in this one
I
in
mean,
the remake.
do they just call it the sweeper?
No, they call it the Chicago Sweeper.
Stop calling it that. That's not. No, you choose. It's the Chicago typewriter or the trench sweeper. Choose one. You can't have both.
um, but yeah,
It's good to see that it's still there, though. Brilliant.
yeah. That one also has the infinite ammo upgrade as well that you can get for it. So that one might be actually easier to use if I want to go for like the under 5.5 hours and 15 saves run, because instead of trying to inaccurately aim a hand cannon against stuff or whatever, I can just fucking hold down the trigger and
Yeah,
go.
just pull the trigger and don't like. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy goes burr.
Yeah. That's fun. Mercenaries is fun. Playing Hunk in Mercenaries is real fun.
So I was so confused when you told me. I went to look it up. Hunk is busted, and I mean,
He busted. Yeah.
in general, Hunk is actually busted. But oh my god, like just shoot him in the head, run up, and actually break their necks. What?
Yeah. Oh, dude, and that. I mean, I'm sure, like the other like fucking melee attacks also work on like on pretty much every enemy in there, but Hunk's one like works on like the pig-headed people as well, and like so like any it works on the chainsaw people too. You can fucking you can snap the chainsaw people's necks in Mercenaries as well.
Yo, come
So
on, Hunk, leave some for the rest of them.
um uh it's so cool, and his mayhem ability, because like in this one they all have like abilities too or whatever. They all have like a different ability. Hunk's ability is infinite ammo, but he only
No,
has one. He only has one weapon. He only has one weapon. It's
infinite
the
ammo.
LE5. Yeah,
Oh, all right, fair enough.
like an LE5, but and it's a submachine gun or whatever. But when you activate it, it's infinite ammo submachine gun. So
Sucks for
um,
anything that he's pointing at.
yeah. What else? Ada and Wesker aren't in Mercenaries yet. I don't know when they're coming in. I assume they're
I
probably
would
coming
bet.
in at the
Yeah,
same
after
time as
separate ways.
Separate Ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and we already know that's coming at some point in time. This game's great. I'm in the middle of watching Max do his first run because he has it uploaded onto fucking YouTube. I've seen the end of that run because I watched that live, but it's funny. At this point in time, he owed like he's had to gift like gift like 100 subs.
Oh,
He keeps
Max,
hitting
what?
he
Oh,
keeps
the
hitting bear
bear
traps.
trap.
Every bear trap is 20 gifted subs.
Damn, that's hefty.
Yeah. So that's funny. Yeah, I mean, RE4 is really great. I've been enjoying that. I downloaded Jedi Fallen Order again
Yeah.
and started playing that. When I loaded it up, I got all my achievements that I got from my original run. I guess achievements weren't there when it came out or something like that, or there was some issue with it or something like
Oh,
that.
they're retroactive. Interesting.
But yeah, I loaded up the game and it's like, here you go. Here's 19 achievements. So, I started the game and then I realized that it does this game also does the thing that the RE2 remake does, where it's Xbox controller buttons or whatever. I said, nah, fuck that. So I went to Nexus Mods and I found a PS4 fucking fucking mod to swap the
Oh, that's
buttons to
interesting because
PlayStation
mine,
commands.
I didn't have to do that. Oh, huh.
You
It
didn't
did
have to do
start
that?
as Yeah, it did start as Xbox, but I just did something not in the game menus, but I think in Steam, and it just immediately recognized, oh, you want a PlayStation? Here you go.
Oh, whatever. I mean, my controller works on it. It's just
Yeah, just look, man. So long as
just give me PlayStation prompts.
yeah, exactly. So long as the prompts are right.
Yeah. So, did that, and then I was like, and then and then I realized, wow, there's a lot of fucking mods for Jedi Fallen Order. Uh,
It's
so
so weird. I love mods. It never once
crazy.
occurred to me to go check for mods for this game. I was so enthralled with it.
There are some pretty OP mod for this game. All right. There's one mod that changes Cal into a girl or whatever. Then there's another mod that that somebody did to have a girl voice for Cal, which they went and dubbed the entire dubbed the entire game. I haven't listened to it, but in parentheses, she's like, it's very scuffed. I guess she's not a voice actress. Um, and so there's that. There is a mod to make Cal overpowered, as in like he fights like he's as powerful as a Jedi should be. Um, and there's one that was like times 1,000 damage from Cal or whatever. So like
Goodness.
yeah. There's one that makes his blocks like block everything. Um uh More like realistic like lightsaber deflects and all that stuff. Um yeah. There's a lot of mod. I currently have I have the times 2 damage. I've beaten this game already, so I'm going through like a new game plus run. So I don't really give two shits what I actually do in the game. Um there is I got times 2 damage. I've got um lightsaber like different lightsaber colors, so it replaces some of the lightsaber colors with different colors. So instead of indigo, I have a silver blade, right? A silver
To be
lightsaber.
to be fair, that's sick as hell. But
Yeah.
also, the game also does give you a lot of really good
Yeah.
lightsaber colors. Of course, you have to get a ways into it first.
Well, there's a mod that gives you lightsaber color editor, so
Oh,
you can just like, I guess, fucking whatever hexadecimal code color you want. Um. And I have the change Cal into Darth Revan mod. So I'm
you
now.
literally said it to me, and I was like, "Oh, I know immediately what this is." Damn, this closer we're gonna get to that until. Oh right, Helix isn't doing it anymore. Not Helix. What are they called?
I don't remember who was doing it.
Yeah,
Aspire.
Aspire.
Yeah, it was Aspire doing it, and they got canned. So, um, yeah, so that's been fun. I'm literally on the first planet. I went to go fight that fucking one monster that's in the like cave or whatever, fucking frog
Yeah,
thing that
yeah, the
bites you or
frog.
whatever. And I remember, and then I got flashbacks of me doing the same thing when I first played the game or whatever, and spending like 5 hours trying to fight that thing and
Oh,
beating it at that moment.
you're better than me though.
But it
I did
took
the same
forever.
thing. I immediately found that monster, not on purpose, and decided I got this. I did not get this. It hit me once and I died, and I said, "Oh, okay, I'll come back later."
It takes 2 hits, I think. Um, which the strategy for, well, for one, the strategy of that fight is just not get hit or whatever. Um, it does have a very basic attacks that make it kind of easy to parry or whatever. And then obviously when they turn red, you dodge out of the way.
Yeah.
Um, um, but
Look,
oh no,
the
doing it
fucking
on Jedi
20
Master or Grandmaster, doing it on Jedi Master or Grandmaster, little rough because just the parry windows
I was about to
in
say,
general.
like 10 minutes into the game on Jedi Master, man, I wasn't ready for that.
No, yeah, yeah. Uh,
I
I
never
did that
did
and I was like, oh,
Grandmaster. I might do another run on Grandmaster just to see what it's like.
dude. So here's what you do. All right, you get the mod for 1,000 times damage, and then you just play on Grandmaster.
So that kind of belittles the point, but also sounds very amusing.
It's
And
a new
there's no
game. It's a
achievement.
new game
There's no
plus run.
achievements, so
Yeah, yeah. There's no achievements though. So, um, and it's a new game plus run, man. Who the fuck cares? You played it legit once. That's all you need to do.
I did. Yeah.
So I was just saying, I played it legit once, and then I mean, it took me like 2 hours to beat fucking Trilla at the end, but that fight was kind of difficult, a little bit. And then I didn't know there was like fucking the meditation fucking battle arena shit. I didn't even know that was in the game. And then I tried doing that, all right? And I put Trilla down thinking it wasn't going to be not thinking it was going to be end of the game Trilla, and it was end of the game Trilla, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Nah, I'm not
Wait.
doing this. I'm like level 1."
Wait. What? I
You don't
don't.
know. Oh, okay. So, new game plus, like hop
Yeah.
into your
I have
hop
no
into your
idea.
game. Hop into your game, new game plus. The first meditation spot you can do, which is on the ship, as soon as you get to the first planet or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
there is a like training like game board that you can use, that and you can set down a bunch of different enemies and hit like train or whatever, and
Hmm.
it puts you against those enemies. Like if you put a bunch of enemies down at once or
Oh.
whatever, you can fight them all at once.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Um,
Also, it took me a second to remember Trilla because she's not Trilla for most of
the
that
main
game.
antagonist. The main
Yeah, but
antagonist.
you will forgive me if she's just second sister to me.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Um, if I get to fight her, I hope it's with her helmet off. She's very pretty. Super evil.
uh,
Super evil until like the last 10 seconds, but very pretty.
I don't remember. Like I tried it like twice or whatever, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can't do this at level 1.
Understandable, honestly.
Yeah, she pretty much one taps you, and good luck parrying her at level 1. Um,
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, no, I'll probably go through that since Jedi Survivor comes out this month. And that's going to be a must buy. So,
That is true.
because it's a great game. Uh, what else? I mean, before we started recording, I was playing Alicization Like Chorus. I think I'm finally might be through the actual like beginning of this game or whatever. By the way, I'm like 15 hours in. All right. uh, there is a lot of dialogue in this game. It is ridiculous. I mean, I I don't actually mind because it's pretty much retelling the entire story of the first part of Alicization, um, which is a really good story. So I don't actually fully mind. The fighting in it's like it's the best Sword Art Online game, but that's a very low, low bar. Um, but it's fun at least. I'm over leveled at the moment, so none of the bosses have given me any like issues. Like level 23, like Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh and Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, no, EUGEO, fucking and Alice, they're like 12, they're like 20 plus at the moment, and I think the boss that I just fought was like 19, so I'm like a little bit over leveled, and I'm pretty sure the main story bit of like normal of like Alice Station is just meant to be as a tutorial-esque type thing, but it's just very long because you don't get access to a lot of stuff um up until that point, and I think it just opens up after that because the story changed quite a bit. A couple people
Oh,
did not die where they should have
oh.
died. So I assume this is where the game like opens up. And if I recall correctly, I actually think this game is multiplayer as well. Um, like I think it's like a co-op type thing that can be done. But I can't remember. That's been fun. Did I play anything else? I do not think I have. Yeah, it's just it's online co-op. Yeah, that's about all for me this week. I mean, anime and mad because this anime that I just finished doesn't like has a manga, but it's not been serialized in English. So
Oh, yeah, you're mentioning that.
I was immensely sad because it's like fucking 22 volumes at the moment. And I want to read it, all right? Because I don't know if it's gonna get a second season, all right? And I really want to read it, but and I can. It's been scanlated, all right. So like people have translated and scanned it into online or whatever I could, but I'd much rather read like physical manga. But woe was me. Yeah, that's me.
I mean, we've already gone over what
After
I did.
40 minutes.
We already went over what I did. I mostly just played Breath of the Wild. I also watched an anime as I was playing Breath of the Wild
Oh?
because, like I said, I was.
Oh?
Yeah, it's short.
Without me?
It's like 10 episodes. You wouldn't like this anime.
Are you
I'm gonna.
sure?
I'm mostly sure. I'm not sure I like this anime, if I'm honest.
Well, you don't like any
Um,
anime.
this that is unfair and untrue. But you know what? I'll let it slide. That's not as unfair as I make it seem. No, I watched Mononoke, which I didn't
Oh
realize got
yeah,
an
yeah,
English
yeah.
dub.
You were wanting to watch that, yeah.
Well, yeah, I was wanting to watch that like a year ago when it
Yeah.
didn't have an English dub, and I happened to, or Netflix happened to launch, and I was like, oh, all right, well, let me close this really quick. Mononoke, and I hear English voice. I'm like, oh, snap! I'm gonna watch this. Yeah, it's it's artistic.
Yeah. I could tell. I definitely tell you it's artistic.
It's artistic. It's very Japanese theater,
Okay.
and I feel like it doesn't translate to English as well as it could. I don't even know that I can blame localization or the dub. I just don't think this was ever going to translate well. Um, it's I'm on episode like 9 or 10 of 12. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this.
Dude, you went this far. You might as well.
Well, I've already seen the end of it. I know what
Oh,
the last one is. That's
why you
unfortunately what I saw
why you spoil
Japanese.
yourself, man? Jesus
I
Christ.
don't, because this, like a lot of shows, doesn't feel like an ending. At least not what I saw.
Now you've just wasted time.
Yeah, yeah. I don't regret it because, like I said, this was something I was doing as I was doing something else. But boy, I was really excited about this, hoping for something a bit more, you know, mushishi and only with actual demons.
No.
Not really.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I
I'm
have a
sorry to
funny
hear
feeling it
that.
just didn't. Yeah, I have a funny feeling it just didn't jive with me. It got an English dub, so it must have done well at some point. Because
That no,
it's an English
that
dub.
means nothing.
It's an English dub not done by Funimation,
Oh.
but
Any
it is
voices
also
you
on the.
recognize?
I wasn't listening that closely, but there were a couple that did stand out to me.
Okay.
But do I know who they actually were, or were the voices just
Here,
familiar?
keep talking about it, and I'll look it up for you.
Oh, well, I mean, this isn't an
It's
anime cast, so I don't know what you want from me. Like
okay.
it was fine. Like frankly, it was fine. It just didn't appeal to me the way that I wanted it to. And I mean, you're not entirely wrong. I mean, the like maybe I'm overselling it. Maybe it didn't actually do super well, and this was just a show that was picked up because it was cheap. That said, you know,
Dude,
whatever. It was nice. I had it on the
even
background.
even I don't recognize these voice actors.
Yeah, okay, so they just had familiar voices. It's probably not people I actually know then.
Woo, man, it's got the voice actress for Yura of the Hair from the 2002 Inuyasha fucking
Okay,
anime.
okay,
What?
listen. This is important. Yura was a know-nothing character, but goddamn, she deserved to show up more than once.
True.
I loved her
True.
design. She was
Yeah.
so good, and she's
Yeah.
literally a
And
throwaway character.
then she did.
Oh,
Um
she's the blonde girl, isn't she, though? Now that I think
yeah,
about it.
yeah. She's
Yeah,
you know,
she is. Okay.
yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Your forays into an anime by yourself or whatever. It's nice and all. I'm sorry that it didn't go well for you, but you know
And I'll
what?
never do it again.
You know what?
Nope. Anime's dead to me. It's a shame.
Uh,
It's over.
our girls Aoi and Evangeline are
Oh
back.
my god. Is it already that time?
Yes, it is.
Is it more Venus line already? More Bernie Wing? God, that
Yeah.
show is fucking awful but compelling. It's
uh,
so bad though.
and since it was supposed to be, since season 2 was supposed to actually be the second core or whatever, they kept the same opening, so it's still
Oh, it
Venus
really is
line.
Venus line. Okay.
Yeah. And fucking Jin's team is still in there, so.
They're so fucking weird. It's so it's just distracting every time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So.
that was pretty much my entire week. I might have stopped to do other things. Like I played some fighting games here and there, but not for any great amount of time this week. I
Mhm.
played some Overwatch, not for any great amount of time this week. It was mostly just 17 hours of sitting down, going from Korok Seed to Korok Seed, as I slowly but surely become an unstoppable force.
I mean, you could just go fight Ganon now. Fuck the story.
Um,
Just fuck the story. Just fight Ganon.
13 hearts, all the shields I have. Yeah, I could probably do it. I could probably do it without the sacred beasts.
Um, yeah, I was gonna say. I think the only issue is that the blights are gonna be pretty tough.
They'll be
Um,
rough, but I mean, I was gonna have to fight them anyway.
yeah, but aren't they like
I just have to
stronger if
boss
you?
rush them now.
Oh yeah.
Like, instead of having a however long I want in between them, it's one after another, essentially.
Fuck, man. I am checking to see if Little gave us a question. I don't think he did.
Well, looks like Little is also out of commission this week, so it truly is just you and me.
Yeah. I know. I know. He asked. He asked last night, or was this morning, or whatever. He was like, "You guys got another guest on today?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Well, somebody joined the Discord. I just assumed it was a guest." I was like, "No, that's next week." So, spoilers.
Okay.
We have a guest on next week, guys. I'm not gonna tell you who it is, but
Yep. Oh, yeah. I guess I also played one more game, but yeah, that's for next week. You'll have to tune in then to find out what it was.
I also played that game, and it will also be talked about next week.
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now. Spoilers, it's going to be talking about very positively.
Yeah. 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 I mean, so no question, Little. Hey, Dollet.
What's up?
I mean, we need to pour one out for E3 because it did.
Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely it's gone now, right? Like, surely this was testing to see if there was any hope.
No,
and hope is lost.
Hey, they said they'll be back again next year.
No, they won't. Who's gonna come? Like, who's gonna come back next year? Like, to my knowledge, the big reason why E3 failed this year was because the biggest name they had was Ubisoft, but Ubisoft pushed back Mirage, so they didn't want to have a showing without it, so they pulled out, and that stopped E3. So anyone who was still interested was essentially told, "Never mind, it's off," and they probably also now think that E3 is not worth their time.
Dude, I just love how they're like
E3's got a lot of things working against it, right? Like, as great as an idea as it is, and as it had been for so long, it's also incredibly expensive. It's held in an expensive area. Every stall that needs to go in you're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for, and there's very little to be made back on any of that.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, let's not forget when, is it the ESA?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ESA accidentally doxed everyone that attended. That didn't earn them any favors. And on top of that, there are just so many other options. Jeff Keighley literally is kind of the video game guy at the moment. Like, he himself, you may not think of and like innately think video games, other than, he's attached to the community, but he's got Summer Games Fest, he's got the Game Awards, and he's got like one other thing. He's got 3 prominent events.
Yeah, he's got
the
ONL,
the final
ONL Gamescom.
ONL, that's what it was. Yes. Yeah. Like, the man is video game award and video game hype ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I think the biggest issue with not having E3 is that we don't have anything that's a big industry meetup. Because even with Summer Games Fest and stuff like that, it's not an industry meetup.
I absolutely agree with you.
Show.
I think we talked about this the last time E3 failed. We said that it's a shame because even if we take out the consumer aspect of it, this was a chance for a lot of hands to be shaken behind closed doors.
Yep.
So now you kind of have to do it the old-fashioned way, which American to American and American to European devs isn't hard, happens all the time. And Japanese devs, fine, happens all the time. But the East meets West handshakes that a lot of companies, especially companies like Microsoft at the moment, really want, may no longer be as easy. Not that it's impossible, not at all, but it won't be as easy. You won't have an excuse to run into anyone. Now it'll all have to be very formal, planned out. Hey, come visit us things, or let's establish like this work date essentially, and we'll go out for drinks and we'll talk about it like that. So like that's a big loss there. I think a lot of if we're going to talk about consumers, probably less international presence. Or sorry, I shouldn't say that. Less predominant international because we'll still get all the Japanese side of things. It'll probably not be an issue for anything that's run by Tencent, but so like I don't worry about that. Like Lord knows MiHoYo's still going to show up at everything, but
Yep.
those Korean games and those surprise Chinese games we might not see as early. Which, on one hand, fantastic, right? It means when we see them, they might be more than just a trailer. I'm looking at you, Wukong. But also, like that is a thing that I know companies use for more than just building hype amongst the consumer. It's also kind of an advertisement. So hard to see where what that gets filled by, though I wouldn't put it past Jeff to put something together specifically for it. And I know this puts a lot on Jeff, and there are other people in the industry that can also do such good, but he's the most visible one.
Mm-hmm. The other guy's got his hand in too many game pies.
More importantly, everyone wants his hands in their
Yeah.
projects. Like it's one thing when you just have like nosy investigators doing their job and like finding the leaks and stuff. No, this is who companies are going to build hype. Like he is the place where you go to where you know you want your message to get out.
He's the
So,
hype. He is the hype man.
oh
He's
my
like, I'm here.
goodness.
He's like, I'm here to hype video games. That's literally
E3 dead? Don't worry, babe. Key 3, we got this.
got
Me and my best friend Hideo Kojima, we got this.
it. No, his best friend's Hideo Kojima and Mads Mikkelsen.
They're gonna say Joseph Farrell.
And Joseph Farah, I guess.
Oh, but yeah, I mean it's a shame that E3's gone, but E3 hasn't been E3 for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So, if anything, it just feels like the shambling corpse had a chance to rest. Maybe they do bring it out next year, but I'll genuinely be surprised.
No. I bet they'll be like E3 this year, and then a month later, E3's canceled.
Lol, JK, not
Because
this year.
yeah, well, good. We'll try to be back next year, guys. We promise. Promise. Yeah. Uh, the news just doesn't stop. Uh, like the Tekken news just doesn't stop. They just keep putting out trailers. They just keep doing it.
So, weeks ago, you asked me if I thought that Tekken was coming out this year, and I said no. I said I'm pretty sure it's coming out next year. I still think so, but oh man, I am a whole lot less confident in that now. I think the last time we spoke about it, Lars was the most recent character out.
Mm.
And I'd said, okay, that's fine, whatever. It's all building up to Evo Japan. They'll show off June and they'll take a break. Lol, fucking jokes. Like a week before that event, or maybe a couple days before that, or maybe the day Evo Japan started, Jack, June, Xiao Yu. But wait, there's more. Leroy, Oscar, y'all. This game better be coming out this year. You can't be doing this.
I'm dude. It looks like they have a lot of that game done.
I mean,
Gonna be
like
real here.
we've seen 4 stages. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 characters, maybe 12. I don't know if I can count. Like, well, that should be just over half the roster. Unless it launches with 18, in which case that's like 3/4 of the roster.
Well, when our boy Katsuhiro Harada was going on a tirade on a
Yeah,
lot
this was big.
bunch of news. All right. Somebody asked, how many characters should we expect in Tekken 8 at launch? All right. He goes, I think it's a lot more than Capcom's on. Of course, character modeling, rigging, costume design are all new assets. So it's hard work. That's why we're trying to increase the number of launches. So, um, what he's saying is that what did Street Fighter what's Street Fighter 6 launching with?
I want to say it's 18 characters.
Uh-huh.
One, two, three. Yeah, I want to say it's about 18. It's just shy of 20. I know that.
All right. Well, good old Harada's like a lot more than Capcom's on. So more than
This
8?
isn't this isn't unexpected. Tekken has a very large roster.
Mm-hmm.
It's a blessing and a curse. So seeing a roster of 24 to 26 characters wouldn't be unexpected. Like God forbid it's Tekken Tag Tournament 2 and we get 30 something characters.
Oh.
Best of luck competitive scene learning all these
Yeah.
matchups. I mean, I'm going to be eating good, but y'all got like actual stuff to worry about with all of this. I don't imagine we'll see something to the degree of Tekken Tag Tournament 2 because it still is one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
Having that said, I should imagine we'll see about 24 characters, which, frankly, for a launch roster, is an incredible amount, and I'm being unrealistic. But I mean, a lot more than Street Fighter 6, huh? That's
Yeah.
18 characters, and we know the full roster. Hell, we know the
Mm-hmm.
first wave of DLC. So
Um, somebody asked if we can get a weekend beta of Tekken 8. I mentioned the play with Lars, etc., you know, all that nice jazz. Harada says we are still only doing closed alpha testing at each event. So
yeah,
please
so
wait for the beta.
this kind of further makes me feel like, okay, I still think it's next year. Not because of the word alpha. That's just the version that
Mm-hmm.
they're wheeling out to people, so they can get feedback on like
You're
how
talking
it
about
feels.
at each event. But how many
Yeah.
events are there up until like Evo this year? We had Japan Evo just recently. We
So,
have something before Evo, right?
well, there's going to be a lot. Actually, is the problem.
Well, I'm talking about the events that you think Tekken would have closed alpha at, like the big ones.
Well, I wouldn't even. So I'm going to be honest with you. I don't expect them to show. I didn't expect them to show up in America, like at all. Um, I just kind of expect like because of the way fighting games have worked for so long, being a kind of like a Japanese built genre that we play in the West. It's it's kind of always been that the Korean and the Japanese side of things on Tekken they get the early edition, and we have to play catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with it now, with Evo Japan being over, um, I I only know the American events, and I still don't think they'll be there, despite how good Harada and Murray are about about being about playing both sides of the ocean, right? Uh,
I mean, it's
to
going to
answer
be
your,
at Evo. It's going to be at
yeah,
Evo. All right.
to answer your question, I mean we're looking anywhere from like 8 to 16 events, though.
Okay, but are these like actual like super events?
I mean, like, so we had
Are these events you would like in a normal time where like Japan developers would
no,
actually
that's
like
the
go to events?
problem. That's the problem. Evo Japan is like the last one that I would think of because I'm not as familiar with the Eastern runs. I mean, there are big events, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have Combo Breaker is a perfectly good example of like a major. And
Yeah.
that'll be this month, as a matter of fact. That'll be in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, so there's probably gonna be. Like, I've heard of Combo Breaker, and I'm not even I don't
Yeah,
I'm not even part of like the fighting game community. Um,
like th-
I would assume that an alpha test of
with Kurata and Murray being how they've been, yes, I expect it to be at CEO. Sorry, Combo Breaker. I expect it to be at CEO.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's
obviously,
a,
it'll
that,
be at,
that's quite a few alpha tests between now and
uh,
actual Evo.
they'll be doing alphas at Evo as well.
Yeah.
It won't be finished for Evo. There's no reason not to have some of the best players in the world sit down if they haven't already had a chance
Mm-hmm.
to.
But
But there are,
I mean, I just assume we'll have the big announcement at Evo.
well, no, we will have a big announcement at Evo. I I still I don't know. I think my reasons for thinking it's not coming out this year are twofold. A, they're still hyping up the Tekken World Tour, and it's all 7 centric, and you're not going to switch to 8 near the end of the tournament cycle. It's
Mm-hmm.
that's A, that's horrendous to the people playing, and B, just doesn't make any sense. So I think you wait until after the Tekken World Tour is finished, the TWT, and then once that is, that's where you announce we're done. Next year is Tekken 8. Here's a trailer, either being a announcement, like an official announcement with a date on it,
Mm-hmm.
or just saying Tekken 7 is dead. Long live Tekken 8. Uh, Evo, I mean, Evo just strikes me as here's an updated look at where we are. No date on it, but look forward to a date at this time.
Is Evo not the end of like fighting game like I mean obviously there are fighting game tournaments after Evo, but Evo's the big one, right? Evo's like the big one. People like play the year to go to Evo, right?
I mean, so the easy answer is yes, obviously. Like
Yeah.
Evo and Evo Japan are absolutely huge.
Yeah,
They
wouldn't
are
those be like the last like big event for the year, like the ones that everybody
no,
just looks to is Evo, right?
no, because of when it comes out. There's plenty of stuff that comes out after. But you are not wrong. That this is the capstone tournament.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
not for
so
every
what
game, obviously, but
wouldn't it make sense to announce Tekken is dead after this Evo? Like Tekken 7 is
so
dead after this Evo. Wouldn't it make sense, like the sense for
the
that?
correct answer is yes, obviously. You have like everyone's fighting here, and on top of that, people don't give a shit about fighting games. Are kind of sticking their nose in because of all the hype drummed up around it.
Mm-hmm. And be like, hey, Tekken 7's dead, and we're releasing Tekken 8 October. Uh, that way everybody can play Tekken 8 from October to fucking April for Evo Japan. I mean, that's my thought process. I'm not part of the fighting game community, but
No,
that's how I think. All
but
right.
so the reason why I said this is Evo is a master event. Like it's one of the big events for this, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it's the last one. I don't think. I think there's. I know for a fact there's one more event after it. I forget what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but
But is it
like every
is it after October?
August. I think it's in September.
Well, then there we go. Like,
But we know that there's more locations. God damn it,
mm-hmm.
more events after that. I just don't know where the locations are.
Oh well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know any of this stuff. So
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm
I haven't had the chance to be as up to date in the last 3 years as I've been before, so I'm not sure at the moment either. Your logic is generally speaking really solid. Evo and Evo Japan are the two events I would launch my biggest here's what we have's at.
mm-hmm.
And with the alphas starting at Evo Japan and presumably showing up at like 8 to 16 friggin' events between them and Evo, it stands to reason that if they don't show off Tekken 7 is dead, long live Tekken 8, they will say, and this is where we have a beta, and we want your feedback. Because if you can't release something soon, then you can at least do the next best thing, have a playable
Yeah,
test.
yeah.
it's gonna be big. This has a chance of being Tekken 3 too.
I just how long did it take? So I mean, yeah, I guess.
Also, if
When
they announce
when was
Tekken 8
Tekken 8 was
at
announced at the Game Awards, right?
where was it announced? Announced? I think it was actually technically brought up at last Evo with that
Oh
cheeky Kazuya
yeah.
nod.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was. It was. So I mean, it's been a year since the announcement, or it's going to be about a year since the announcement at Evo.
Yeah, but they've changed. Like this is if this were Tekken
It
6
took
to Tekken
it took a year for Street Fighter 6 to go from announced to being out.
true, like honestly true, and I don't have much of an argument there. If this were Tekken 6 to Tekken 7, I would say, yeah, sure, that's fine. There are a couple of things that have changed in the pipeline, specifically for Tekken, which
Mm,
makes this hard to gauge. The biggest one being there's not going to be an arcade release,
okay.
and that was like the beta for Tekken 7 for what feels like 5 years. I think it was like
Mm,
3 years that like Japan and Korea were absolutely labbing on that game. That won't be the case. Like the final edition is what's launching. Like the one with all the changes as geared up as possible, and that's not something the Tekken team's ever had to do before. It's always had an arcade first release.
maybe that's why they're doing a bunch of fucking pre like
Exactly,
alpha play.
absolutely, 100%,
Yeah.
because they do need the feedback.
But though
On top of
but
that,
the question is, when did they actually start doing these alpha testing at Evo Japan, or was it
yes,
before Evo Japan? Okay.
yes, no, it was at Evo Japan. They said that. I'm sure they had a bunch of like private. You don't get to talk about this, but we're going to bring you in to do some
Yeah.
testing before. But not, they're not going to get the same results as they get from having an alarming amount of people interested in fighting games put hands on.
Yeah.
The other side is Street Fighter is using an engine that they are very used to.
True. RE
Uh,
engine. It's
yeah, Tekken is no longer using like it's not being built on the bones of Tekken
that.
6. Let's say
Okay.
Tekken 6. I think it's Tekken 5, but let's say Tekken 6. This is finally like a new step forward. It's the reason why everyone looks different finally. It's not just the Tekken 5 characters, but up-resed and in 4K.
Mm,
Like there's been a lot of work put into this, which by the way makes it super impressive that they want to launch with more than like 18 characters. I'm
yeah.
genuinely surprised. Um, but yeah, I mean, with the rate they've been putting out content, and because for the life of me, I can't remember when the Tekken World Tour ends. There is a non-zero chance that this launches. Maybe not during the holiday season. I think there's going to be games that doesn't want to compete with. But near the end of the year, I mean, its biggest competition is launching in June. So 3 months later, and you're good to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't hold my breath. I think what we're going to get in July and August is the announcement of a one or two open betas, and we will see Tekken 8 at the very beginning of next year.
Man, that's a possibility. Tekken World Tour doesn't even start until June. So
Oh, so Evo's like the second or third tournament that'll be at.
yeah. No, Evo is yeah. It apparently starts June something. I was just like looking it up because it ended in February. Like the 2022 Tekken World Tour ended in February. Um,
Man, I miss having the free time to watch all these events.
mhm. It says June 24th for Tekken
Okay,
World Tour
well,
2023.
then
Yeah, who knows? Who knows, man?
if it
They're just showing a
ends,
lot. They're just showing a lot, and I like. I mean, I love being hyped or whatever, but I also hate being hyped for like for then to there be a lull. So that's my issue.
I mean, you're gonna get a lull at this point. I think with that knowledge.
Well, I mean, but like a lull in like we get the Evo, we get the fucking Evo this year, and they're like, yeah, the fucking Tekken 8 doesn't come out until like fucking April next year, and I'm
no. I understand that.
Lull.
I understand that. I think unfortunately, with the knowledge you've just given me, because I couldn't remember the dates, we're going to get that lull, and I think we're going to be pretty reliant on more than one beta to get us through that, unless they're going to go on a pretty long pause until August, where they start their announcement cycle again. On the other hand, there is a part of this that I'm not considering. Fucking drop Tekken 8 before the World Tournament ends. I mean, give people time to finish out the World Tour, World Tour, but also start labbing in 8 before the end of it, so they can be ready for the next season. Have plenty of time.
Maybe it doesn't start in June. All right, because some of these master events have already happened. Like obviously, I mean Evo Japan already happened. Mix-up's about to happen at the end of the month.
Are you sure you weren't just looking at the finals?
Well here I clicked on Tekken World Tour 2023 event schedule revealed or whatever, and it looks like the latest fucking event is in August for this year, which is versus fighting 11.
No, is that the one I was thinking of? Is that the one that's directly after Evo?
Then August 18.
Okay,
20th.
so yeah, that's the one I thought was in September.
Okay. It's not the one right at. Well, yeah, it is the one right after Evo.
Yeah, that's the one that. Yeah, I figured as much. That's the one that I thought was in September.
That's the last thing for the World Tour 2023. What I'm looking at the list for.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
And then presumably after that we'll have the final. Oh, all right. Look, I don't remember anymore. I haven't watched any of these tournaments in a couple of years. Hopefully, I can break myself of that, and in this coming year, I will be jumping back into it. I'll be more established, because at this point, I'm just working off of like legacy information that I remember.
Mm-hmm. Well,
regardless, big thing, we've been getting a lot of information. It looks great. Can't wait.
Yeah. Well,
enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get.
We can briefly talk about something we also don't know, but the rumor mill is being spun up again. Persona 3 remake. Now, everybody wants a Persona 3 remake, but we're gonna sit here and be like, okay, Atlas hasn't said anything, but there was a leak.
This has always been a when, not an if. So
yeah, there has been a leak from an internal meeting that happened in 2021 in Atlas, and it showed a very short clip of what looks to be a Jet Set Radio, which we already know was happening anyway, a new Jet Set Radio, and a very short clip of Yukari doing an attack in a very much looks like the same engine that P5 was in. Obviously it was development in like development footage or whatever of it, but there's a
3, 4, and 5 are like the golden standard for Atlas right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we see 4 also redone in 5's engine. But this makes a lot of sense, right? I genuinely would have liked to see 1 and 2 shown some love.
They don't exist.
But genuinely speaking, I don't think we're ever going to see that. And if they do, I don't even think there'll be Persona 1 and 2 anymore. I think there'll be Shin Megami Tensei Persona 1 and 2, and they will actually genuinely be split from the 3, 4, and 5.
Personaverse, yeah.
Uh,
Um,
but yeah, no, this like I've seen what you showed. It
mhm,
looks amazing. I would like this to be real.
same.
And I have been saying for years, because this is a rumor that comes up every so often, that this genuinely is a when, not an if. They're gonna remake it. They've already done it twice, so like
Th-
actually properly remake it now, and to be in the P5 engine, fantastic choice.
this rumor has been going on since about the same time that the dancing game for Persona 3 came out. Um, because I had heard from a lot of people that are like or a few people that are like in like I guess not the industry but like are around the thing. They completely remade the school in the Persona 3 dancing game. All right? They actually completely like went out and mapped the entire school in that game. And it wasn't just a stage, like they actually recreated it in that dancing in the engine that's doing the dancing game.
That does
Um
feel excessive for a dancing game, will not lie.
yeah. Uh you only do that unless you only do stuff like that unless you're trying to like you know, I wouldn't say you only do that when you're trying to remake it, but if you're getting used to the feel of creating that school in a different engine or like completely redesigning it for
Sure, sure,
maybe
sure.
a remake or something like that. Yeah, so I'm I would very much like a remake of this game because the original's fun and all, but uh it's split up between two different versions, and both of those versions have pluses and minuses. Uh, I know a lot of people would say that a lot of people say that the portable version's better, but a lot of people also say that the FES version is better. Um, I'm on.
Oh, but now we're
I'm kind.
talking for different reasons. And one has to do
Yeah.
with narrative or at least characters, and the other has to do with the fact you can control your goddamn party
Yeah. Yeah.
members. Why
Yeah.
did you think that was ever not a good thing to have? All right, never mind. Everyone
uh,
understands that was a great addition.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people like portable because you get to control your characters, and you get and you have the FemMC route. Um, but you don't get the answers, which I understand the answers isn't like
You
the
can miss the
best
answers,
piece of
frankly.
best piece of story or whatever. But it's still technically important to the overall story of 3 in general.
I, I wouldn't
Um,
disagree with that. I think it's true, but
um,
I don't think it's necessary. Like
mm,
if they had to cut that in order to give us this remake, I'm not losing a
yeah.
wink of sleep.
But the FS version has the answers version while you don't get to control your characters. Um, it is also not a portable game, so it's you're not just like clicking on the map to go places or
Pros and
whatever. You're
cons,
actually walking
legitimate
around.
pros and cons.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're a Persona 3 fan, you pretty much play them both. All right. So I mean, that's pretty much what you do. I mean, pretty sure you can. I'm sure there's a way that you can mod like the PlayStation 2 version of Persona 3 on a computer to get you to control your characters. I'm sure. I'm 100% sure that's probably happened at some point. Either way, there's a possibility of a remake. Hopefully, maybe being announced soon. We're pretty much running into the time for Atlas to announce a something Persona. They didn't do anything for their anniversary, so uh, hashtag hopefully. I would love the Persona 3 remake. It's honestly, I mean, obviously Persona 5 is the best, but I mean, Persona 3 in the Persona 5 engine. I don't know.
I was about
Probably
to say,
might take
I think
over
there's a
again.
chance. Yeah, I think there's a very real chance if they do Persona 3 correctly, that kind of does overtake 5
Persona 3
for
does
a lot
have
of
like
people.
the best cast in my opinion. I love Persona 5's cast, but goddamn, I love Persona 3's cast. So,
No
outside of
argument.
you, outside of Yucatan could go fall into her.
You
I hate her.
Yukari's rough, but funny enough, she's not the one I had the most issue with. I routinely forget Fuka exists. I'm so sorry. She's
I
so
mean,
sweet. I just routinely forget she exists.
let me be real here. If it wasn't for the fact that Futaba had such a gigantic fucking arc in Persona 5, I pretty much would forget that most of the scan characters exist because Rise is not exactly the most interesting character either. So, um,
True, but I don't forget about Risa and Futaba the way I routinely forget about Fuka. And I think it's because is it Misa? No, that's Evangelion. Kirijo is the initial character, and then she joins the party.
yeah. 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 Uh, I'm like trying to like think of something. While I try to type behind the voice actors.
Oh,
Can
I
you
have
try
no idea who voices her. Nope, it's been too long.
904 behind? You know who? Well, I mean, okay. I'm like going through like the fucking voices in my head. Rise's voiced by Laura Bailey, right?
100%.
Yeah, and then Futaba's fucking voiced by Eric Lindbeck. All right.
100%.
I don't know who. I don't remember Fuka's voice. Or I mean, like I know her voice. Like I know her voice in my head. I don't know her voice actress or whatever.
Apollo Tiso.
I don't even know who that is.
Jill Nabat from 13.
Uh,
Camilla from Fire Emblem.
ugh.
Was she Lulu in 10? Yeah, Lulu in Final Fantasy 10.
Okay. I mean, that's a
Uh
completely different voice.
oh yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think I have a comparable voice to Fuka.
Yeah. No. So, I mean, I didn't even, yeah, because I didn't even know that voice actress's name. So, and
I don't know that I said it
that's
right,
nothing
but
against her. That's nothing against her because, like obviously Lulu's a great voice, but, um,
to my knowledge, she doesn't do a whole lot, so I guess I'm not
yeah.
surprised that you don't know her.
But when you know put her up against like the other two scan characters, which are Laura
It's
Bailey
Laura
and Eric
Bailey and
Lindbeck,
Eric Lindbeck.
you're like, who? Whomst?
What an unfortunate comparison because we found the weak link.
Yeah. So I mean that could change. Maybe they rewrite some of Fuka's stuff in the remake.
You know, if it's a remake, I wonder if they're going to get back everyone. A lot of those actors have. I mean, it's been a while. They've gotten older. I don't think they could do a kid anymore. Like, I love
Well,
Liam O'Brien to death.
I
He's
think he's.
he's gonna sound he's gonna
I think he.
sound like a 40-year-old man
Yeah,
on this
but
16-year-old boy.
they still get him to do all of the other stuff. He still voices Akihiko for the fighting games.
I mean, yeah, but he's like in his mid-20s in the fighting games.
Um,
Like,
is he in his mid-20s in the first fighting game?
yeah, they are. Well, I don't know about mid-20s. My point is, they're noticeably older.
Uh, but he doesn't have Akihiko kind of always had a deep, like, mature-esque voice, all right? That I think Liam Bryan can still do. He didn't. Akihiko never sounded like he was a teenager, in my opinion.
I think it's gonna. I think if you go back and listen to it, you're gonna notice that he sounds a lot different now. Now, I'm not gonna say you're wrong. Like Liam has always sounded not like a kid, but
Yeah,
like his voice has shifted quite a bit.
maybe. I still think he could probably do it.
I mean, I think
Um,
realistically they keep the cast just because it'll sell, but
yeah.
um I'd be
I mean,
interested if we see a couple of characters switch out because their actors just aren't around like that anymore, or they just don't want to return to these characters. It's been too long, and They have other things that need to be done.
Pretty sure wasn't Yukari Michelle Ruff?
Correct.
Yeah, so she still voices in
Michelle
fucking
Ruff is going
Persona.
to sound the exact same.
Yeah, and she, I mean, obviously she voiced fucking Kawakami in Persona 5. So
Yes, my favorite problematic teacher.
yeah, my my favorite teacher.
I don't. I understand that she is horrifically problematic. Oh man, I love Kawakami so much.
Yeah. And then I forget. Is it Colleen that voices Misuru?
No, it's Terra Platt.
Tara Platt. Okay. Yeah, I mean Tara Platt could still do fucking whatever. I mean,
Her voice
she's
also
still,
hasn't really changed. Speaking of
yeah.
characters who never sounded like a kid,
Shinji.
no, I love Mitsuru, but she never
Oh yeah.
sounded
Oh
like
yeah.
she wasn't a 20 to 30-year-old woman.
Yeah. Shinjiro still I mean, his voice actor probably still do that because he didn't sound like a kid.
I'm drawing a
uh,
fat blank on who even voiced Shinji.
I don't know who voiced him either, but
I don't remember.
Shinjiro
Oh,
Aragaki.
they're gonna get
Aragaki.
Shinji's voice back. I remember who his voice actor is now. It's
Oh, it's
our
Grand
favorite.
George.
It's
Grand
Grant
George.
fucking George.
You know what? He's not a bad voice actor. He just was not the right voice for Yuri.
Or the Warrior of Light.
Or the Warrior of Light. Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
yeah, like I only bring this up. I only brought it up at the beginning because I was curious if a lot of these actors would return to the roles. I don't see any real reason they wouldn't. Like it is a cast of its time. Yuri was the pro tag. Michelle Ruff was the primary female you interacted with. Vic was Junpei. That one might change.
That one might change.
That one
And
might
I'll
change.
be sad. I'll be sad because I think Vic was really good for Junpei.
Oh yeah, no, he nailed it.
I'll be really sad if they actually change him. But I
Okay,
mean
I'm actually
that
looking
also
at the
might
cast.
not
Yeah,
change. That also might not change as well.
yeah, I'm looking at the
Because
cast now. These are all people that I think will return.
yeah,
I see no
yeah.
reason why, if they were asked, they wouldn't come back. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the question becomes, will they be asked? Or
Or
will Atlas decide, or probably not Atlas, whoever deals with the English side, will decide that they want a cast they can go forward with in future games and
do
potentially save money because they're younger talents, so it'll be cheaper.
do my girl Valerie voice the teacher? I
That
think that
Valerie?
Misako. Yeah, Valerie. Yeah. Aurelia. Aurelia Lynn.
Oh, was she the
She was the teacher.
oh wow, was she goodness. I mean, I immediately now know what the teacher sounds like, but
Mm-hmm.
also I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I
Isn't
mean, I didn't realize it either.
isn't Valerie current Naoto?
Possibly.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
she
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
She voiced Naoto yeah, Blaze Cross Tag. So
If she voice yeah, she's probably been voicing her since like what? Arena? Maybe
she's
before
also
that?
she's also Fear Rain.
Yes, we found that out when
Yeah,
when it came out.
yeah. Anyway,
But
Persona
yeah,
3 remake. Hopefully happening. Maybe hopefully announced soon. Maybe. Fun.
certainly hope so.
Yeah. All right. We have one more piece of news. Technically, we have a bunch of pieces of news, but I just picked out like fucking 4 out of the list that we didn't talk about this entire like week or whatever. Um, it was announced today that there is going to be a state of play on Thursday, the
Ah,
day that this podcast comes out. State of play covering Final Fantasy 16. 16 like 20 minutes of gameplay.
I like that this is a thing that State of Play just does now.
I mean, yeah, I do like that this is a thing.
Like sorry, that sounded sassy. No, I just genuinely like, holy crap, really nice. Unlike the what was it called, Suicide Squad. I'm actually super excited about this. I want 20 minutes of this. I am, however, and we spoke about this earlier. I'm a little worried about any trailer they might show off.
Yeah, don't worry about
Square
it.
has a bit of a track record on their final couple trailers
Yeah.
of whatever series they're working on, of maybe tipping their hand more than they need to.
Well,
And I'm not saying they're going to spoil anything, but I do worry about that.
well, the most recent trailer we got kind of some of the most recent stuff that we got kind of spoiled a little bit.
This is my worry because one of those, for me, I wasn't 100% sure which one of those icons, what one of those
Hmm.
icons were until they out and out said it, and I was very disappointed. Not
Oh,
disappointed in what it was, but disappointed that that's how I learned.
yeah. I mean, I'll still watch because I mean, I'm one of those people that I'll get spoiled, but it doesn't really hamper my.
You
Okay,
could tell me
so
the end of this game, I'm still playing it all the way through.
yeah,
Twice.
yeah. And this actually only happens with video games for me because obviously I can read up on like a bunch of trails, trail stuff or whatever, and be like, okay, well, I'm still playing this, whatever. It's not gonna hamper my experience at all. Um, Stuff I try not to look into is like anime and all that stuff. Whatever. I actually kind of like going in blind with that one or whatever. But for video games, I'm okay with like a few spoilers, like nothing like immensely like ridiculous, but like I'm okay with like maybe some character reveals or something like that, or some stuff that maybe didn't expect or whatever. Um, Obviously I don't like character deaths or whatever being spoiled for me, so because then if once once I know that a character dies or whatever, I'm just gonna be thinking, when does this character die? So, but yeah, that state of play will be out a few hours after, or will be airing a few afters after this video will be up. So that'll be cool. Yukari Chan has just fucking appeared on my Twitter timeline with in fucking art form, so that's cool. Um, yeah, you still there, Dollet?
Yeah.
Okay, a little quiet. Um, but that's all the news we have this week. It's a kind of a dry week. There is some stuff that we could have gone over, but nothing like super important. Yeah, actually nothing really super important. Um, yeah, actually quite literally nothing super important. Um, yeah. What are we doing this week? What's going on this week? Bam.
Well, I'm going to continue my trek down of becoming the hero of the
The
wild.
Wild. Yeah.
I guess I'm just going to become immensely powerful and then walk over literally everything. It's the one thing I didn't do last time is get everything. And like I said, I have access to DLC this time, so I'll be able to do the 2 or 3 pieces of content, or two, whatever, the few pieces of content to pick up all the nice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Like, it's probably going to take me all week because this is going to be a slow thing with all of the seeds.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm going through my fit of gamer ADHD, where I just look at my Steam list and I click a button and it's usually play a video game. So I might start my professional run of RE4 maybe. Um, I'll probably turn on Alicization Like Horus to get. Hope. I was just looking at the achievements for it. There are 6 chapters in this game. I literally just beat chapter 1, 21 hours in. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. Um To be fair, I might have idled a little bit, and there's an open world segment in this first chapter, and so I ran around like fighting a bunch of shit. So a little bit that's kind of padded out, but also there's a lot of dialogue in that game. So I might fuck around with a few more mods for Fallen Order, and then probably play more of that. And I don't know. I don't know what else. Maybe I'll play Breath of the Wild. Like, come on. Like maybe if it so dawns upon me. Yeah. Oh, and anime. Obviously, anime, dude. I'm watching so much anime right now. It's ridiculous. It's hilarious. I gotta get Dollet to start watching Birdie Wing. All right.
It's gonna be a real test because not having to like sit down and watch through an anime a week has been kind of nice having that free time. But we'll see.
And it's gonna be great, man. You guys get some Venus line, get some Jin theme going on, get some Blue Bullets going on. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Get some lesbian golf going on. Great. Come here. But if you made it this far, go ahead and hit that subscribe and like button and tell us that you hate us and everything like that. More engagement, dude. The engagement could be like evil. You guys could say that we're like dumb and like, you know, that you like fuck their mothers or something like that. I don't care.
I'm gonna be real. Please leave my mother out of this.
All right. Don't fuck Dollet's mother. All right. But any type of comment will be all right. Actually, don't say that because chances are the YouTube moderation is probably gonna not let it go through anyway. So, say you just are not a fan of us. That's cool. Great. But yeah, hit that subscribe, like button. This will be out Thursday. Anyway, see you guys next week.
See you then.
We have a good show next week.
Yep. Tune in. Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely